And what I encourage you guys to do is to just show up even in those times where you're not feeling like your best, because you're gonna feel better for doing it anyway, or at least you're gonna look back after a week and be like, oh, I'm so glad that I just showed up. And here we are for another episode of It Takes Grit. Guys, I am so fired up that you are loving this podcast. It means so much to me. And of course, if you are loving it, then go over to the iTunes or Spotify store, wherever that you listen to it, YouTube, Stitcher, all of the things, and leave us a review, because I read them, every single one, and they mean so much, and it really helps actually motivate me to make more podcasts for you. So if you've got 30 seconds today, which we can all have 30 seconds, head on over and leave me a review, leave me a note, come and say hi on the It Takes Grit podcast, screenshot the podcast, hashtag us at It Takes Grit podcast on Instagram, and let me see where you are. I want to find where the listeners are so I can reach out and personally thank you. Okay, so we are back, and feels good. This week has been a little bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie, and this is what this one is all about. It's called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. So I'm gonna give you a couple of references of things that has happened this week, and prior to that, I felt like we weren't really getting anywhere with things. Like we were driving things, we were trying to get things done within our team, and we were reaching out left, right, and center. We weren't seeing anything kind of come back. And this was happening for about 3 weeks. And in times like this, and you've probably experienced it too, when maybe you're doing your workouts and you're eating clean and you don't see results, and you start to go, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why can't I see results? Everybody else looks like they're doing fine. Everybody else looks like they're growing. Everybody else looks like things are going so great. And here I am behind closed doors, even though everything looks great on social media, really struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I've done enough personal development to know that I just gotta keep on going, and no matter what, I'm not gonna quit. There were times though, and I feel like you might understand this, where you do feel like quitting. And you're like, nothing is going right now, and what is even the point? And I'm not seeing the results, and I'm just not okay. And I am here to tell you that I've been there. I totally understand how you feel. And I promise you from the core of my heart that when you just keep on going and you keep showing up, things will start to happen. Because what's the other thing? You don't, and then nothing's gonna happen for you. So it might take a couple of days to see results. It might take a couple of weeks. It might even sometimes take a couple of months or even years for something to come off the ground, or for you to get the degree that you want, or to get the job that you want. And I know from experience that it will happen. So I've been kind of in a little bit of a funk in a cloud for the last 3 weeks. And I know how to get myself out of it, and I know that good things are coming, and which is why now I just keep on pushing through, and I've taught myself enough and realigned my brain so much that, I still have to show up. So, there was times over the last couple of weeks I had things, and honestly, I just wanted to stay in bed. I was like, I am not in the mood to get up. I am not in the mood to, do this cool or film this or whatever. I get it. There are times where I don't want to do stuff. And what I know is from experience is that I just have to show up regardless, because that's actually going to make me feel better. I remember not showing up for things and then missing it and realizing afterwards, oh, I feel so much worse than I did if I just turned up. So it's okay not to be okay, right? That is totally fine. It's normal. We're human. We don't all feel super sparkly and positive and amazing all the time. That's fine. And what I encourage you guys to do is to just show up even in those times where you're not feeling like your best. because you're gonna feel better for doing it anyway, or at least you're gonna look back after a week and be like, oh, I'm so glad that I just showed up, I went to that workout, I ate that healthy meal, like I did the test, I went for the job interview, like whatever it is, like you will feel better in the long run for doing it. Like last week, 2 days ago, which this podcast is coming out on Tuesday of next week. I don't even know what day it is, guys. I'm so confused. Anyway, basically last week I did a photo shoot and I put this up on my Instagram, and I was doing a photo shoot for the book and for my new website that's coming out, and I'm super fired up about the pictures that we took right at the beginning, and they were amazing, and I was like jacked up. I was like, this is the best. And then we went out and we took some more photos, and Corey was taking photos of me down at the beach. And I got to the beach and we've been taking photos for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And at this point, I'm kind of over it. I'm just like tired, but I know I've still got to get a couple more shots. And we forgot the battery. Corey seemed more interested in doing his fantasy draft than he did actually taking photos of me in a bikini. So I took that as a negative, and literally I'm in the middle of the beach and I'm just crying. I'm like, I'm over it. I don't want to take any more photos. And like, I'd paid to have my hair and makeup done. Guys, I never pay when I do videos, when I do workouts, I never pay to have hair and makeup done. So this was like a treat for me. It's really freaking expensive. So here I am on the beach in my bikini, like holding my stuff. I got tears coming down from my face, and half of my brain is like, ugh, God damn it, I don't want to do this shoot. I'm over it. I'm going home. I'm like, screw you. Like, I'm not doing this. And I wanted to walk away, but I didn't walk away, because at the other time I was like, oh, I've paid for my hair and makeup to get done. I'm like, I've got myself this bikini. I've like worked out all the photos, like, and I need to get the shot. So my ego had to kind of like let go and just like take a big deep breath in and just like breathe out and be like, okay, you're okay, Rebecca. Yes, you're a little bit tired. You're pissed off that your boyfriend is more interested in a fantasy draft right now, and you forgot the battery, which you had to go and get someone to go and get it. That's not the worst thing. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I wasn't okay. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel excited about taking photos. I wasn't like in my element. Like, it felt like a chore. I wasn't okay. And I knew that even though that I wasn't okay and I was feeling insecure because I felt like someone was rejecting me, I knew that I still had to do it anyway, because the outcome of what I wanted for that day was to get these photos. Like, I wanted to get the shot. I had planned everything. My hair was looking freaking phenomenal. Like, I was like, I'm getting as many photos as I can with my hair like this, because it's amazing. And so I'm really glad that that part of my brain really took over and allowed me to show up anyway, because there would be times in the past where I would be like, nope, that's it, not doing it. I'm not doing it. And it's okay to be not okay and just show up anyway. You don't have to be perfect to show up. You don't have to be great. Like, I still got some great photos. Like, check out that photo where I'm like literally 2 minutes before I had tears in my eyes and my makeup is smudged all over my face and I'm crying. And just realize that it's okay. Sometimes, like, you're not gonna be okay. Like, it's fine. Just try and show up anyway, and just embrace the fact that, you know what, I'm really not feeling that great, whatever, I'm either just gonna sulk through it. Just show up for the things that you need to show up for. That's really like my biggest message is, you know, even when you're feeling like, you know, sad or like depressed, you know, sometimes when you show up, you're gonna actually feel better. So it's totally okay to not feel okay. And, you know, you can justify why you shouldn't feel that way and why I was pissed off that Corey was, you know, I felt like he was spending more time, you know, looking at his blooming fantasy football draft rather than looking at me looking all cute and sexy. I just had my hair and makeup done in a bikini, and like, I can't even get his attention. And I took that personally. So that's fine for me to feel like that. And then I just get to decide how I react to it. Do I allow that to dictate and control my day? Or do I go, you know what, screw you, I'm still gonna get these photos regardless of, like, you know, I don't think that you wanna take these pictures of me. So it's always just trying to find, you know, what you wanted from that outcome and just showing up regardless. So it's okay to sometimes feel like crap and to be sad and to cry. You know, allow your body to go there, allow yourself to be sad. And then there's a time when you're like, okay, now I need to put my big girl pants on and decide Do I want to keep dwelling in this limbo area, or do I want to start fresh and be positive and, be happy? Because all those times that we are kind of feeling sad, we're not happy, clearly, right? So accept the fact that you're fine to have those days when you're having a breakdown and you're having that funny 5 minutes, or maybe you're having a tantrum, or maybe you're just like having a total like outburst, right? It's okay. We all have it. Nobody is perfect. And, if you look at, social media and you see all these people and all their lives look like absolutely perfect, like it's not. We all struggle with the same things. We all struggle with insecurity. Even right now, I'm so excited about the book that's coming out and the book and the tour. Like we just got off the most amazing phone call about how our tour is going to be. Like it's a 2-month tour around the USA in this bus. Oh my goodness. And then reality hits me and I go, oh shoot. Like what if no one turns up? What if nobody likes the book? Like, what if people think this is a stupid idea? Like, what if like nobody wants to have my book in the stores? And like all of these thoughts start going in my mind, and all of the excitement then just gets zapped from me. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I just got to make sure that, I give it my best shot. And if no one likes the book, well, I freaking love the front cover. I've designed so far the front cover, and I really enjoy it. And I actually handed in the whole of the manuscript this morning, which would be last week, which felt so amazing to do. I'm a month ahead of schedule, so check me out. And now we just got to go a little part of the book that just needs some editing, and then we start to edit the whole thing. And so in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is so exciting, got all these things going on. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, like what happens if no one buys a ticket? What if no one comes to the event? Like what if we don't have any sponsors? Like how is this all going to work? And I get that. I get that you feel sometimes like, you might be going for a new job, or you might be starting something new, or you might be going to a new school, or you're joining a new gym, and you get super excited about it. And then all of a sudden this made up reality sets in and be like, what if? Like, what if this? What if that? Guys, we're going to have that anyway. And that goes back to that fear. And that fear is just a figment of your imagination. It doesn't actually exist. You are just creating it. And so when you feel like that, it's okay. Just embrace it, breathe it in, and then breathe it out, and then be like, okay, no problem. I'm going to do this regardless. So when you're having those moments of like, oh my goodness, fearfulness, I'm not sure, just take a moment, like almost like pinch yourselves on the arm, like pinch yourselves to like re-engage where you are in your like physiological state at that time. Because sometimes our brain is going like a million miles an hour, we're having this breakdown, we're not feeling okay, and we start to get a little bit more irrational, and we start to get a little bit more crazy, and we just need to bring ourselves back into a state. So what I do is I like pinch myself on the arm. I don't always remember to do it, okay? So these are the tactics, okay? I'm not saying that I get this right every single time, but I bring myself kind of back into like, okay, focus. Because like when you're losing it and you're crying and you're all emotional, like you are like all over the place, right? And it's like, okay, let's just center myself. Like let's figure out what it is that I want, bring myself back here, take a nice big breath in, inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, drop your shoulders away from your ears, and then just like really heavily breathe out. And then you can start to realize your thinking. So a lot of the times when we're getting upset, when we're getting mad, we kind of like, we spiral in this like crazy other outside world. I feel like my brain is like here and my actual brain is in here, but it's kind of like taken another, like it's gone into another outer world. And so really trying to remember like where you're at by doing the pinch thing, by taking a breath, is going to get you centered. And then thinking about what it is that you are grateful for. So you've got yourself centered, you're all like back in the zone. It's like, okay, what is it that you need to do in that moment? So, for me, when I was doing the photo shoot, I was like, oh my goodness, like I was like, I gotta do these photos. Like I gotta get them done. And instead of just losing my shit completely and spiraling off from control, I was able to recenter myself and take a deep breath and actually do what I needed to do. And that's because I've learned how to drop my ego. And that's because I've learned how to, it's okay to be not okay and still to show up anyway. So in those times where you're like, nope, not doing it, I don't feel okay, nope, crossing your arms like a little teenager, you just haven't developed yet. And this is where, I was for so many years, and what caused me so much stress and anxiety is that I wasn't able to have that conversation in my head. So having the conversation in your head between, okay, what happens if I don't do it? And what happens if I do it? Like, where's the negative in doing it? There isn't one. It's just showing up. And something that's really helped me, and I don't do this every morning, and I've been really bad recently because no excuses, there is no excuses, I've just been bad at it, is getting up in the morning and writing down all the things that you're grateful for. Because when you really come from a place of gratitude and excitement for life and the things that you do have, oh my goodness, those things don't seem as bad, and you can reflect back on your day about all the things that happened. So I told you, we'd had a really kind of tough, like sticky 3-4 weeks. Yesterday, we had so many wins in the office. Like I can't even disclose it all, but there was like so many good things that happened to us during that time yesterday. It was like one thing after the other, and then you're like, oh, this is why we keep going. This is why we keep showing up. This is why we keep, having a positive attitude. Because if we had decided, yep, we're not going to show up for those 3 weeks, even when it's tough, we are not going to be positive, and there's a wasp in my hair, we're not going to be positive, then we wouldn't have had all of those wins yesterday. So you have to just kind of like keep striving through and remember what the bigger picture is. Just like if you're trying to get results and you're kind of struggling right now, keep going. Right? Have those days when you're not feeling that great, eat a bit of chocolate. I will demolish any chocolate in the house, and, just keep on going. You are so lucky to even be alive. There's like a percentage, 0.11% trillion chance that you would even be on this planet. So take advantage of the fact that you are here, you're alive, that you're watching or listening to this podcast, that you have access to this, and that your life is way more incredible than you already even know, just because that you are alive today and the things that you have accomplished. So think of all those amazing things that have happened to you. Know that there's going to be days where you're going to feel a little bit crappy. You're going to have a meltdown. Like, it's okay. Like, don't judge yourself on it. Don't beat yourself up. Don't think that you're a terrible person and that nobody else is going through this. Honestly, there's, recently I've been struggling with, my morning routine and wanting to, and my whole book has brought out so many different emotions and things that I've been writing about. That it's caused a little bit of a stir in my mindset and my stomach. And I know that this is just the time that I get to grow and move on to the next chapter. So just know that it's okay to not be okay and to show up the best that you can in those situations so that you can keep breathing light into the world, giving positivity back into your soul, and you're going to be able to have something more by showing up. We have those crap days. We have the off days. Guys, get over it. It's okay. Embrace that. Embrace your meltdown. Embrace it all. And then just know that you can keep on going through as long as you have that positive mindset, you show up, and you have that conversation in your head that can tell you the difference between how you're feeling right now and what you should do to get the outcome that you want. Oh, okay. Well, I feel so much better this weekend. The last couple of weeks were a little bit hazy. We all have those times, and I'm just excited to be able to grow with you for the rest of 2019 and into 2020. And talking of 2020, we do have the book tour coming up. And if you head on over to the podcast page on the rebecca-louise.com website, there is a section where you can sign up to get details about the book and the tour. I will put all the links below, so make sure that you add your email in there because you will be the first person to know about everything that we have coming up for you guys. And I'm so excited to meet you guys on tour. It's gonna be amazing. You just wait until the surprises that we have for you. It's gonna be insane. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your day. Stay positive and stay true to yourself. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.